Ooh. Good morning. I'm off to work. It's been 3 days since I planted those seeds, so I'm quite looking forward to coming there and seeing how it's progressing. So I don't know whether I'll be able to record as soon as I come. Depends on how much work I have, or whether I'll be doing it on my sort of coffee break or my lunch break. But anyway, I'm just walking, just parked, walking to work, walking through the park this time. It's just so much nicer than walking on the street, and I just basically cross the road and I'm there. Usually take public transport. That's not an option for the next couple of months, and it certainly wasn't an option about 3 months ago or up until now. They basically pulled apart a whole bunch of train tracks, replaced them with buses. So it's sort of like drive to the train station, go with the train to one of the train stations, jump on the bus, go on another train, then a tram to get to work. So it takes 2.5 hours basically in the morning, and yeah, no, that's not on.
Okay, so most of these have actually semi-dried up, except that one there, and this one here is looking okay as well. These two ended up drying up, and they are both apples. So we've got a pear that's growing relatively well, and we've got an apple that's growing relatively well. It's almost about to sprout. What we'll do is we'll add some water to these other ones, so it's got enough moisture. It just happens that over the weekend it was quite dry in here. It basically dried up a little, and this is going to be enough water to drench them. It'll be enough to soak into the seed itself, and hopefully germinates in the next couple of days. This one here is definitely very, very close to germinating, and we'll see that in next to no time. But that's it for the moment.
What is meant to happen with this seed? So when it opens up, so what happens is the thing that comes out first is the taproot. So the taproot is basically the main root of the seed. It'll go into the soil, and there, basically that's the main root that all the little roots come out of, which is then obviously later used to gather nutrients for the plant. A good example of a taproot is, let's say, your carrot. Carrot is just a massive taproot that has little roots off it. So if you've ever planted carrots, you'll notice that obviously the carrot itself is a big root, but you'll have little roots hanging off it, and they're the ones that sort of try and collect nutrients, as well as obviously the big root itself. And then you've got the plant and the leaves and all that stuff on top. So that's what basically the taproot is, and that's what we're waiting for when we're getting this plant to gotta cross that road. So when we're waiting for the plant to, or the seed to open up, that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for that root to come out. So once that root semi-establishes itself, it doesn't have to be fully established, the plant will then release a leaf to be able to synthesize and basically create food for itself. It synthesizes the light, and that's how it converts light to sugar, and that's what it uses to feed itself. And the root essentially is used to soak up some water and all the other nutrients that are basically used for the plant's growth. So that is how and what we are waiting for with the seeds that we have planted so far. Now, the other thing that I think would have been a really good idea to do was to actually put the seed in some sand, because sand is actually quite soft. It would have let the root grow really well, and I think that would have been a really good way of showing it. So that's something that I might do in the future. I might actually collect some seeds and put them into sand, and keep the sand nice and moist and warm, and see how that grows down the track. Anyway, let's see what happens with these ones first, and then we'll worry about those ones later. I've just arrived to my car, so I'm going to head off home.